Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be kicking off my YouTuber beginner series, just a series that I put together to just share some knowledge for any up-and-coming YouTubers, entrepreneurs, or influencers. So if you are interested in this video, please keep on watching.
It's Slim Reshae, natural beauty. It's Slim Reshae, all about natural beauty. Yeah, Slim Reshae.
Okay guys, so I'm coming to y'all real candid. I have on my house robe, face is beat, but that's just because I just recorded this makeup look for IGTV. My wig is off, braids are laid, baby hair is laid. Anyway, that's why I'm looking all mixed up, like I got a beat face, but my wig ain't on. And I got on my house coat. But I just wanted to keep it real candid for you guys and just share with y'all some tips. So this first video is going to be basically how to start a YouTube channel. And to set up your channel, you first have to have a Gmail account. So you'll go on Google and set up you a Google email if you don't already have one. After you create a Gmail account, you can just go to YouTube and be logged in under that Gmail account, and then you can start to create your channel. And it'll ask you, what is your channel name? And I believe you can put in like your first and last name. So for me, the first name was Slim. The last name I put was Reshae. I also will be showing you guys on the screen over here a little bit of me setting up my podcast channel. If you have not checked it out, make sure you do. I'll leave it in the description box so you guys can subscribe there as well. But I wanted to include my podcast channel because I'm literally starting from the beginning in 2020. So if any of you guys are similar to me and y'all are starting your channel, this is more up to date, realistic, and what YouTube has going on right now. So after you do your type in your channel name, you have an option to customize your channel. And basically, these are the things that you want to make sure that you update. So you want to make sure you put a bio on your YouTube channel, telling the people what your channel is about, things like that. Make sure you have your email connected to it. You want to also go in and verify your phone number. So YouTube has it where you have to build up a lot of different things to become eligible for more features on YouTube. So one of them that was on there is you have to verify your phone number to enable videos longer than 15 minutes, custom thumbnails, and things like that. So you want to go ahead and verify your phone number. All you have to do is type in your cell phone number. It'll text you a verification code, and as soon as you verify it, then you will have access to upload longer videos than 15 minutes and customize your thumbnails, which is very important. Another thing you need to do is make sure you change your avatar, your profile picture, your channel banner. And you can also add branding or a watermark on your video that usually shows up like down here, and you can set it to show up the entire video towards the end or in a certain time frame. So those are different branding things that you want to do when you start your YouTube channel. So before you start creating like your banner and all of that stuff, you want to go ahead and figure out your brand's identity. So I wrote down a few things you need to kind of research and figure out when coming up with your brand identity. Your brand identity is basically what your channel is, who you are, what is your brand, okay? And so the first thing you want to come up with is your name. You might want to factor your name into your Gmail account, so you kind of need to figure out what your brand is before you start jumping in and creating your account, because you want everything to be cohesive. And so if you figure out your brand name, so for me, I narrowed it down to Uncut Gems with Slim for my podcast. And I came up with that because I named you guys my Gem Squad, because on Instagram, I was like, what should I call my supporters? And everyone was like, well, you slim, so why don't we be Slim Gems? And something just rung in my head. Instead of thinking of the little snack Slim Jims, I was like, oh my gosh, you guys can be gems because y'all are literal gems, and I be dropping gems anyway. So that's how gems came into the factor, and I was like, uncut, okay, that's raw, authentic. And as I was coming up with the name, you also want to make sure your name is something that's going to be memorable, something that stands out, and something that's not like the same, like something that you don't see all the time. So if I would have just came on YouTube and be like, I'm Slim, or I'm Queen Slim, or something like that, like it wasn't as unique as using Slim Reshae. And so that is important because as your brand builds, you will be, there's no other Slim Reshae. If you hear Slim Reshae, it's gonna be me. But if you just hear Slim, there's many places your mind can go. Mine automatically goes to the movie Queen and Slim. It takes me back to Bad Girls Club, where there was this girl on there who went by Slim. Like, there's so many people, so you want to make sure your brand name is unique, but also searchable, likable, and things like that. So I'm not gonna go too deep. I'm just trying to cover the basics on how to start your YouTube channel. So you want to make sure you come up with your brand identity, starting off with your brand name. So make sure it's unique and catchy. From there, you want to kind of figure out what's your color scheme going to be, because you are creating visual content and color schemes are very important. You want to make sure you have like a visually appealing assortment of colors for your brand colors. A great Instagram page to check out for that is called AWSM Colors or Color, and I'll show you guys this video on the screen, but they have a lot of different color palettes for people who are interested, to kind of just get your mind going to figuring out what your color palette wants to be. This one actually is very similar to my podcast colors, but you would just want to pick out, 2, 3, or 4 colors, and this page is really good for you to kind of figure out what colors you want to go with. You can mix and match, but you just want to make something that goes along with the brand identity that you're building. Also remember, colors, they all have meanings and things like that. So if you're doing a food channel, red and yellow, the reason why most fast food places have red and or yellow in the color is because it evokes hunger. So if you're doing like a food channel or a cooking channel, you may want to include like a red or yellow or something, because it's going to make your viewers kind of get hungry whenever they see your channel. So you kind of want to think about those things, and you could do plenty of research about, colors and things like that. If you have a certain vibe you're going for, you can look at what colors mean tranquility or something like that, and you will probably get some earth tones or blues or something. But just doing your research, coming up with a great color scheme. So now once you have your name, you have your color scheme, you want to narrow down your niche. And by narrowing down your niche, I basically mean figuring out, what do you want to do? Do you want to be a natural hair influencer? Do you want to be a makeup influencer? Do you want to be in beauty? Beauty kind of captures makeup and hair. Do you want to be lifestyle, which includes actual lifestyle things, maybe home decor, maybe vlogging? Do you want to be a vlogger? You just have to kind of narrow down your niche so you're not doing everything under the sun, because the people want to know, when they come to your channel, what are we gonna see? And so many of my subscribers know, if you come to my channel, 9 times out of 10 you are gonna get a makeup or a hair video of some sort. and I'm just starting to work in this new series. Series can be helpful because it can add another element to your channel, but without changing the direction of your channel as a whole. So just kind of narrowing down your niche, figuring out what you like to do, not only what you're good at, but what you like to do. And then another thing that's going to wrap up this whole brand identity talk is vision. So what do you want people to get out of your channel? What is your purpose? So one thing for me, I don't have my vision statement memorized or in my notes right here, but like one thing that was super important for me is to make sure that I was evoking positive vibes in every video that I share with you guys. I want it to be raw, authentic, and just help you guys out. Because just like this video right here, I wish I had someone who would have posted a series similar to this one to kind of help me. And I feel like us helping each other, like literally part of my mission is to make sure I'm helping other people, because a lot of times people feel like they don't want to give you like their secrets or their tips because then you might come up on them, but it's really not about that. It's plenty of space for all of us to win. It is not too late to start your YouTube channel. Like, now get to it. Start figuring out your brand identity. So make sure you kind of figure out what you want people to get from your channel and like the overall vibe. You can also come up with like 3 different words that describe your channel. So it can be light, airy, direct. Okay, those are three words. So if you use those 3 words to define your brand identity, you want to make sure your colors reflect light, airy, direct. So you might have some light colors that reflect the light and airy, and then you might have like a deep navy, which is going to be direct because it's a bold color, but it can still be subdued with those earth tones that are light and airy. So those are just some tips about kind of figuring out your brand identity. Once you do all that, you can move forward to the technical steps of setting up your Gmail and setting up your YouTube account. So you cannot just start getting paid immediately, because I know getting paid is a huge part of why some people want to start YouTube, and I'm gonna talk about it in a future video. But I just wanted to note on here that when I set up my podcast, it said I wasn't able to monetize my videos until I had either 1,000 subscribers or 40,000 public watch time hours. So I just wanted to throw that out there if you were wondering like how to monetize your channel and you just started it and you have no views, no subscribers. You have to reach those thresholds in order to be eligible to monetize your channel. So once my podcast channel is eligible to be monetized, then maybe I'll do an in-depth video on monetizing your channel. So getting back, we want to upload a channel banner, a AVI, which is like your profile picture, and then update the bio. So again, your bio is just going to be a brief description of what your channel is about. Your channel banner is very important. It's what you see on when you come to your page, whether you're on a phone, TV, or on the computer. And I'll try to put up a template of the different ranges you can see. But I'll just put like a picture right here that shows the dimensions of the channel banner so you can kind of see that. And so feel free to pause so you can see that. And we'll talk a little bit more about how to create a channel banner later in the series. And so the last thing I want to share about how to start a YouTube channel is to do your research. I can't emphasize it enough how important it is to do your own research. A lot of times people who are starting out, they always like DM influencers or email influencers, comment, all of that, saying, oh my gosh, I want to start my channel. I just need some advice. What camera do you use? How do you do this? How do you do that? And you guys, you have to, if you really want it, you will invest time and do your research on how to start a YouTube channel. There's so many videos out there. It's so many things that are helpful resources that are out there available to you on the internet that you can look up and do your own research on. So find people on YouTube, people that you watch on YouTube. So like for me, what I did is go to the successful people that I watch on YouTube, and I would just consistently go look in their description box. What information do they provide in their description box? Do they provide direct links to their other social media pages? Do they have an FAQ for frequently asked questions, which usually most influencers have a FAQ in their description box. And if they're like very detailed or they don't mind sharing information, a lot of people include what camera they film on. Me personally, I include the camera I film on, my editing technology, my lighting system, my lens. Like literally, I include all of that in the bottom of my description box. So all you have to do is do your research, be attentive to the people that you already follow, and just kind of figure out that. I include keywords in my description box, and I didn't start doing that until I started looking at people that who were successful on YouTube, and I saw, oh, they include keywords in their description box. You know, this might be handy to try. And so that's not saying just steal the exact same layout that someone else has in their description box, but it's just little things like that that can like add to your intel to kind of like give you some research on what you're doing. Same with, don't go in people's comments saying, hey, small YouTuber here, please support my channel, or will you subscribe to my channel, or asking the people in the comments to subscribe to your channel. First of all, YouTube literally will go and they'll flag any comment that alludes to that. If you are trying to get subscribers from your favorite influencers' comment section, your best bet is to comment something that applies to the video, or like, oh my gosh, you're like complimenting that person, and making sure your profile picture is bomb. Because if people are in the comment section, they see first, it catches their eye that you have a bomb profile picture, and then if they see you said something nice to that influencer, not only do they have a commonality with you because they're like, oh my gosh, she likes this influencer, I like this influencer, or he, or whatever. And then if your Abby is bomb or your profile picture is bomb, they're going to click on your channel to see like, okay, like I want to see what this person is posting because their profile picture looks nice and they have a similarity or commonality with me because we both like Slim Reshae. So that's a better way to try to like get subscribers from other people's channel. I encourage you to just get them organically. Promote yourself till you can't promote yourself anymore, because if you're not promoting yourself, nobody else will. Like, why would my friends post about my podcast if I'm not proud enough to post it myself? So you have to be proud of the content that you put out there. So some other things that you can do when you're evaluating other people's pages to kind of see like what works, you can evaluate like, okay, what's the theme here? Do most beauty gurus have a like stunning profile picture? Is it full body? Is it close up? Things like that. And that can kind of just give you a base to kind of figure out where you're going. And another thing is something that I've been working on lately. What are their titles like? So for my podcast YouTube channel that I just started, I was like, okay, should I just put like episode 1, the power of asking? Or no, let me go. And I checked like the Breakfast Club, the Roommates podcast, and some other podcast YouTube channels. And I looked to see like what was the common theme with their titles. And so like most of the titles read like Charlemagne the God talks sweet tea on Sunday after church, whatever. Like it would say the person who was in the podcast, and then it'll say they spoke about XYZ, and it would be an intriguing part of the conversation that's included in the title. But they weren't like episode 296, The Breakfast Club, Slim Reshae. It wasn't that. So that gave me like insight. Okay, for my podcast, I probably need to do a catchy title where it includes the person talking and what they're talking about. Another thing, what do the thumbnails look like? So recently you may have noticed that my thumbnails have changed a little bit more to kind of bring this intriguing aspect, which is different than what I used to do, which was just like straight beauty, 2 pictures of me, straight beauty shots. And they work, but what works on YouTube? Like it might be stunning, but if you're trying to be successful on YouTube, you have to kind of like figure out the algorithm, figure out what people like, and figure out what people will click on. So that's just a little list of, it might have been a long list, but that's a list of things that you can like do research on when you're about to start your channel or starting your channel. And again, most people have a FAQ in the description box where you can often find what kind of equipment they use, what kind of software they use, and just a whole lot of important information you can usually find in your description box. In mine, I usually always list the products I use, and a lot of people don't do that. Some people just list the product and don't link it. Some people don't list them at all. Like you just have to figure out like what do people like. For me, I want to make sure when you come to my video, you have everything that you need, and you don't got to go on Google and try to picture match what I'm using. I want to make sure you have it listed and linked in the description box, which is why it's so important to check the description box on videos. So that's pretty much all I have for this first initial video, just a talk through, sharing with you guys how to start a YouTube channel. That's all the things you need to think about. I know it's a little bit lengthy, but it's good information. I'm super excited. We'll have a few some upcoming videos will be more hands-on, showing you how I edit, how I do thumbnails, just a whole bunch of stuff. I'm locked and loaded with information that I'm super excited to share with you. So make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the YouTuber beginner series. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and comment down below, give me more. Comment down below, #GiveMeMore if you want the rest of the content for this YouTube beginner series. I love you guys so much. If you have watched thus far and you are not subscribed, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing, sis? Go ahead and subscribe down below. Join the Gym Squad. That basically means you're joining a community of people committed to loving themselves authentically and living a positive life. And once you do that, make sure you like this video, give it a huge thumbs up. That lets me know that you are definitely interested in more YouTuber beginner videos. And turn on your post notifications so you never miss an upload. And without further ado, y'all never forget, at the end of the day, without regrets, love yourself and be you, Tiffle. Bye, guys.